The GORUCK Bullet is a small 10-liter tactical day pack, and it comes in 15 liters as well, but for this review, we'll be focused on the 10-liter version. I'm Tom, the founder of Pack Hacker, where we use our expertise and real-world experience to provide practical resources and honest opinions, guiding you towards smarter travel. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We've been testing the GORUCK Bullet 10-liter for the last 3 weeks in Detroit, Michigan. And me personally, I've traveled out of that 40-liter GR2 in the background there for a total of 2 years. So definitely have a lot of experience with GORUCK products. Let's jump right into the review. GORUCK tends to experiment with a lot of different colorways on their bags. At the time of this review, there are a couple different ones available. We just went with the standard and classic black. We like the look and feel, plus it looks good with our Pack Hacker patch as well. The main fabric of this bag is a 1000D Cordura nylon that is really strong and has some decent weather resistance to boot. Now, some people have had issues with this fabric as it is a little bit rougher on the edges. And when you get these GORUCK bags filled up with a ton of weight, this nylon kind of rubs on your shirt, and the back panel can rub on the bottom of your shirt as well. It can generate pilling depending on the type of clothing that you're using. We haven't had a ton of bad luck with this. We've generally been okay, but just note that if you're wearing a shirt or a top that's a little bit more fragile, it may get some fraying on it. We dig the look of this tactical day pack overall. We decided to ask our audience on Instagram and get their thoughts on the bag. Make sure to follow us at Pack Hacker if you want to be involved in future polls. From a branding perspective, we have a small tip of the spear icon down here on the PALS system. Not a lot of other GORUCK screaming at you going on, and we like that. It's minimal and subdued. Wrapping up the rest of the materials on this bag, we have durable YKK zippers with custom silent heat shrink zipper pulls on the outside. And then we have National Molding Duraflex plastic strap adjusters that are durable and glide easily. Kicking it off with the harness system, we've got a nice one for a small pack of this size. The straps themselves have that familiar GORUCK beefiness to them, although on the Bullet, the straps are a little bit thinner than you'll see on the GR2 and GR3. The front of the straps are lined with a single row of PALs, good for attaching MOLLE accessories or a sternum strap. The National Molding Duraflex strap adjusters are nice and they glide easily. There are no elastic keepers on this bag, which means that the bottom of these straps can kind of dangle around. We have added these strap keepers from Tom Bin, so make sure to go check out our quick hit video of that on the other YouTube channel. We'll link it up in the description below and the YouTube card up top. The back panel offers some decent padding going on. You're not gonna get that frame sheet like you will in the GR2 and GR3, but there is some decent padding and adds a bit of structure to the bag. There's no mesh or additional air channels for airflow on the back panel of this bag. This is typical of most GORUCK bags, and although it is hard to avoid the sweaty back no matter which bag that you have, mesh typically can help out with that a little bit. We really dig the padded handle at the top of this bag. We think it offers a nice amount of padding for a bag of this size without going overkill. We also dig that GORUCK heavily reinforces these handles with additional nylon and additional anchoring points. They don't use any aluminum stays, which can make it a little bit floppy, but for a bag of this size, we don't necessarily think that it's needed. Below this panel, there is a small bit of Velcro where you can pass a hydration bladder hose through it and get nice access to it if you do utilize the bladder compartment on the inside of the bag. The front of this bag features a nice 3x2 morale patch area. When you take that patch off, you can kind of see the American flag in the background of it. So that's a nice little detail, a nice little touch that GORUCK adds to a bunch of its other gear. Lastly, we have 3 rows of PALs going on at the bottom here. This works well for attaching any additional MOLLE accessories that you want to add on to this bag or a carabiner. Now, GORUCK sells a bunch of MOLLE accessories. You can also find them from plenty of different brands out there as well to customize your bullet the exact way that you want to use it. That's about it for the exterior. Overall, it is a very comfortable carry, and it's minimalist on the outside. You don't have a bunch going on, and we like that. It keeps a nice low profile to the bag. Checking out the slash pocket on the front of the bag, the zip opens right up and the pocket goes down to about the height of the bag. This pocket is great for keeping a lighter jacket inside or an unwieldy computer charger. Now keep in mind that this pocket is not leader independent, which means that if you have the main compartment of the bag full, it's a little bit harder to get in and out of this pocket on the front. And I've definitely ran into this a couple times where I've been trying to shove a small computer charger into the front of this thing when the entirety of the rest of the main compartment is pretty full. Moving on to the main compartment, it opens fully clamshell style for maximum access. We were surprised to learn that a 15-inch MacBook Pro inside of a case fits inside a GORUCK 10-liter Bullet. Not in the hydration sleeve, but just inside of the main compartment. Starting with the front flap, we have a nice GORUCK 10-liter Bullet Ruck built in the USA patch going on here. It's important to note that our Bullet was created in the US. However, GORUCK is shifting a lot of production overseas to Vietnam. On the top flap, we have a 1000D Cordura nylon pocket with a nice coyote zipper pull so you can tell it apart from the rest of the pulls. This pocket opens right up and is about the size, a little bit larger than a passport. This is a nice pocket to get quick access to. If you just unzip the top of the bag, then you can fish your hand in and open this up as well. Right below that, we have a mesh pocket that's ideal for flatter items. There's a bit of dimensionality to this pocket, but generally flatter items are going to work best, and we like that you can see what's going on inside because of the mesh material. On the other side of the main compartment, we basically have a giant bucket. At the bottom of the bag, you have some pretty dense foam padding between the 1000D nylon, so that helps give the bag a little bit of structure. Then we have that slightly floppier 1000D Cordura material on the outside with no padding. We do think it's a nice combination of just the foam at the bottom to give it that structure and that shape, and then keeping it lightweight and flexible with that 1000D Cordura around the entirety of the rest of the pack. Towards the back of the pack, we have a pocket here with that 1000D Cordura. Nice for tossing in a water bladder, a rucking plate if you're rucking, or a smaller laptop or tablet. Above that, there is a durable, chunky metal D-ring at the top here. You can use that as the toggle for your water bladder, or use it to attach a carabiner to hang any items inside of this bag. At the time of this review, we have been testing the GORUCK Bullet for 3 weeks in Detroit, Michigan. Overall, it's been a durable and satisfying little bag to use for EDC, and we love that there's just enough organization to where you can compartmentalize your stuff, and the compartment is still large enough to use pouch-style packing, which is something that we really like. The pack has been super comfortable to wear as well. It takes a little bit to break in those shoulder straps, but once you do, it gets really comfortable. GORUCK also recommends that you can use the Bullet inside of a GR2 and a GR3 when you're traveling, and you can kind of use that as a little bit of a day pack. We do think that that is a little bit overkill. We've had better luck with lighter, more compressible day packs for travel, especially since you're typically trying to save as much weight as possible. You could use it in this way, however, it's not the most practical thing. Be sure to go check out our travel day pack guide if you want recommendations on bags that are easy and lightweight to travel with. So to wrap this thing up with some pros and cons, starting with the pros, the GORUCK Bullet 10-liter uses some high quality materials and construction throughout the bag. There's a very comfortable harness system. We like the thinner straps compared to the GR2 and the GR3. The silent zipper pulls are a nice touch, and there's not a lot of jingling going on with the bag. On to some of the cons, there are no strap keepers at the bottom, so you will have dangling adjuster straps. The 1000D Cordura nylon is a little bit more abrasive than other pack materials out there. Lastly, that slash pocket can be hard to utilize, especially if the main compartment of the bag is full. The GORUCK Bullet 10-liter is a nice little pack for EDC if you have a smaller load of things to carry around with you during the day. Although we wouldn't recommend putting this inside of a larger travel bag due to the weight, GORUCK quality is high across the board, and the Bullet 10-liter is no exception. If you're looking for a durable little pack that will last you years to come, the Bullet 10-liter is a solid pick. So there you have it, our review of the GORUCK Bullet 10-liter. Be sure to drop your comments below and let us know what you think of this bag. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.